said September 12th, 2025. The Laws of Moses, Genesis 2. Genesis 1 and 2. When God began creating the heavens and the earth was at first a shapeless, chaotic mass, with the Spirit of God brooding over the dark vapors. Then God said, "Let there be light," and light appeared. And God was pleased with it, and divided the light from the darkness. So he let it shine for a while, and then there was darkness again. He called the light daytime, and the darkness nighttime. Together they formed the first day. And God said, "Let the vapors separate, to form the sky above and the oceans below." So God made the sky, dividing the vapor above from the water below. This all happened on the second day. Then God said that the water beneath the sky be gathered into oceans, so that the dry land will emerge. And so it was. Then God named the dry land earth, and the water seas. And God was pleased, and he said, "Let the earth burst forth with every sort of grass and seed-bearing plant, and fruit trees with seeds inside the fruit, so that these seeds will produce the kinds of plants and fruits they came from." And so it was, and God was pleased. This all occurred on the third day. Then God said, "Let there be bright lights in the sky to give light to the earth and to identify the day and the night. They shall bring about the seasons on the earth and mark the days and years." And so it was. For God made two huge lights, the sun and moon, to shine down upon the earth, the larger one, the sun, to preside over the day, and the smaller one, the moon, to preside through the night. He also made the stars, and God set them in the sky to light the earth, and to preside over the day and night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God was pleased. This all happened on the fourth day. Then God said, "Let the waters teem with fish and other life, and let the skies be filled with birds of every kind." So God created great sea creatures and every sort of fish and every kind of bird. And God looked at them with pleasure and blessed them all. "Multiply and stock the oceans," he told them. And to the birds he said, "Let your numbers increase, fill the earth." That ended the fifth day. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth every kind of animal, cattle, and reptiles, and wildlife of every kind." And so it was. God made all sorts of wild animals and cattle and reptiles, and God was pleased with what he had done. Then God said, "Let us make a man, someone like ourselves, to be the master of all life upon the earth and in the skies and in the seas." So God made man like his maker. Like God did God make man. Like God did God make man. Man and maid did he make them. And God blessed them and told them, "Multiply and fill the earth and subdue it. You are masters of the fish and birds and all the animals. And look, I have given you the seed-bearing plants throughout the earth, and all the fruit trees for your food. And I've given all the grass and plants to the animals and birds for their food." Then God looked over all that he had made, and it was excellent in every way. This ended the sixth day. Genesis 2. Now at last the heavens and earth were successfully completed, with all that they contained. So on the seventh day, having finished his task, God ceased from this work he had been doing. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because it was the day when he ceased this work of creation. Here is a summary of the events in the creation of the heavens and earth which the Lord God made. There were no plants or grain sprouting up across the earth at first, for the Lord God hadn't sent any rain, nor was there anyone to farm the soil. However, water welled up from the ground at certain places and flowed across the land. The time came when the Lord God formed a man's body from the dust of the ground and breathed into it the breath of life, and man became a living person. Then the Lord God planted a garden in Eden to the east and placed in the garden the man he had formed. The Lord God planted all sorts of beautiful trees there in the garden, trees producing the choicest of fruit. At the center of the garden he placed the tree of life and also the tree of conscience, giving knowledge of good and bad. A river from the land of Eden flowed through the garden to water it. Afterwards, the river divided into 4 branches. One of these was named the Pishon. It winds across the entire length of the land of Havilah, where nuggets of pure gold are found. Also beautiful bdellium and even lapis lazuli. The second branch is called the Gihon, crossing the entire length of the land of Cush. The third branch is the Tigris, which flows to the east of the city of Asher. And the fourth is the Euphrates. The Lord God placed the man in the Garden of Eden as its gardener to tend and care for it. But the Lord God gave the man this warning: You may eat any fruit in the garden except fruit from the tree of conscience, for its fruit will open your eyes to make you aware of right and wrong, good and bad. If you eat its fruit, you will be doomed to die. And the Lord God said, It isn't good for a man to be alone. I will make a companion for him, a helper suited to his needs. So the Lord God formed from the soil every kind of animal and bird, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever he called them, that was their name. But still there was no proper helper for the man. Then the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep, and took one of his ribs, and closed up the place from which he had removed it, and made the rib into a woman, and brought her to the man. This is it, Adam exclaimed. She is part of my own bone and flesh. Her name is woman, because she was taken out of a man. This explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, in such a way that the two become one person. Now, although the man and his wife were both naked, neither of them was embarrassed or ashamed.